A lot of students logging in now. So good afternoon, everybody. We'll just give it a few minutes for all of us for everybody to log in. Sudhanshu, Shivam, Shreyas, Bipul, Adishwar, all welcome to the class. Good afternoon, Kimi, Toran, Priyanka, Akif, Anurag, all of you. Hi, welcome to the class. I'm doing well. Thank you, Kimi. I hope you're also well. Shan, I'm sending you the link as you are a pro learner. Please click and you can join us in speaking. Shan and Anup Singh, both of you. Okay. Just give it a few more minutes for all of them to log in. Good afternoon, Rupaiya, Amna, Devkanya, Krishna, and Ravi. Harshita Gupta, I see you're sending a lot of personal messages here. If you would wish to do such things, please feel free to exit the group and do it. Please do not do it in the benefit of our class, right? Shan, yes, welcome. We'll give it one more minute for all our learners to log in. Good afternoon, Radhia, Sudhanshu, Jyoti, Sharad, Sakshi. Status Creations, yes. Hi, good afternoon to all of you. Can see a lot of students logging in. Good afternoon, Nehrin Malik. Ravi, Swati, Anima, Mohammed, Shahin, good afternoon. Welcome to the session. Yes, good afternoon, Pramod. All right, so I guess we could get started. Although we do have lots of students logging in now. So yes, please come on board quick and we'll get started. So yes, welcome to, for today's class. Today's class is pretty much an extension of what we discussed yesterday for the benefit of students who were not there for yesterday and or a, sort of like a reminder or a refresher for the ones who already attended yesterday's session. Today's session was also very similar to what we discussed yesterday in the sense that I will read out a sentence. We're looking at words which has the same sound. It sounds the same because the pronunciation are more or less very, very similar. However, the meaning of that word is completely different. The spelling is also completely different. Okay, so you need to pick the correct word to make it meaningful. Okay, so especially at the times when you are writing, you will find this very useful because when you say, you might not really feel that because the pronunciation is the same, but when you write, the spelling is what makes it different, right? And obviously, the meaning also changes. So let's get started. So welcome to all the others who are just logging in now. Anup Singh, I'm sending you the link again. Please log in. Similarly, Ashok
Thanks.
Kumar.
Thanks, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hi, Good afternoon.
Joined already, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, right. Priyanka, if we in India, I would say it's afternoon. I'm not sure where you are logging in from. So if you're in this region, it's afternoon. So good afternoon, right? Okay, so all the others who have logged in, fantastic. Good. Let's get started. So, yes, lots of students logging in on the chat, on the yes. Okay, so let's get started. We'll start with Adishwar today. Adishwar, Adishwar, please unmute. Okay, I do not hear Adishwar. Let's continue maybe with Anup. Anup Singh at yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. I'm here. Please.
Anup, can you please speak closer to your mic?
Yeah, ma'am. Please. I'm
Yeah,
here
I can. Yeah.
now.
Okay. So,
Okay.
like I said, today is pretty much very similar. The same extension of yesterday's class. You will be reading two sentences, and there'll be words which sound the same, but which will have completely different meanings and small changes, difference in their spelling as well. All right. Are you there? Are you ready?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Yes. Please read this and pick the correct answer.
At the dessert spa, the only dessert on the menu was fresh fruit. At the dessert spa, the only dessert on the menu was fresh fruit. Second one is correct.
Mhm. So yeah, you have
Yeah.
okay. What is that one word which is sounding the same?
Uh, it's dessert or
Des-
dessert.
desert. Both the words
Dessert.
are pronounced as desert. However, the meanings are completely different. So is the spelling. Right. So let's look at the first desert. Desert. Desert is in India and Rajasthan. Some parts of the state has deserts. It's only sand. There is nothing there. There is no plant and animals. Nothing can grow. It's just a big land of desert of sand, right? That's a
Right.
desert, right? Especially in India, the I think the Thar Desert in Rajasthan. So that's
Yeah.
the desert. Now let's look at the other word, Dessert. A dessert, especially when you go to a restaurant and you ask them, give me a dessert menu, that menu will have cakes and ice creams and sweets and anything, any sweet dish is a dessert. Okay, in India, let's call our gulab jamun and our kheers and what else? Mysore pak. All of those are deserts, right? Or your cakes and ice creams, they're also deserts, but the spelling is Dessert. Dessert is a sweet dish, any sweet dish that we eat after a main course. So that's dessert. And Desert refers to the place, right? Like in India, we have a Thar desert. Dubai is a desert, but now they've sort of come out of it. They've made many buildings and made it look fashionable, like a big city, a desert city itself. Right? So that's desert and desert. All right. So let's read this sentence. At the desert spa, which means in that place there is a spa, which spa as in a place where they comfort you. They serve food, and the only dessert, which means the only sweet dish was on the menu, was fresh fruits. They didn't have ice creams and chocolates. They only had fruits. All right. I hope you all followed that. So
So,
we have desert
both,
and
yeah, ma'am. Both words sound similar. Similar. Uh,
yes,
font.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what I said. Today's class, we will be looking at words which sound absolutely very similar. However, the meanings are completely different. Spellings are also different. All right. English is a strange language, right?
Right, ma'am. Right.
Right.
Thank
Adishwar,
you.
I'm adding you also to the link. Please log in if you haven't. And to all the others who have logged in, welcome to the session. Just having a quick look at the chat. Yes, hi Deepali, welcome to the class. Amir Khan, I'm sending you the link. Shreyas, to you as well. I think you got logged off. Danish, to you. Okay, so let's continue. We'll continue with Vipul Anand.
Yes, ma'am.
Vipul, yeah. Here's yours. Please again read, understand, and tell me what's the correct answer. Right? Yes. Please read, Vipul. Vipul, you will have to read and then you answer. Okay, please. I saw you already
Okay, ma'am.
answer. Only when you read, you'll
The,
know. Please read it.
the hole in his pocket often causes him to lose
Use.
his loose change.
Mhm.
Second one, ma'am.
Okay, and which is the common word? What is that one word which has the same sound? Which is the word
Lost.
that has the same sound in this sentence, Vipul?
Lose and
Yes, loose. Okay, so
the
you have
hole in
lose
his
and loose. Right.
yes,
So let's look at LOSE, that is pronounced as lose, which means the past participle of lost. Lost is when you can't find something, right? You keep your pen here and it went away and you searched everywhere, you can't find it, which means you have lost the pen. You can't find it. Now let's look at LOOSE, loose. Loose again over here. If you have a big shirt or a big dress, you know, when you wear it, it's just so big for you, then you say it is loose. Or if you have some coins, extra coins, loose change refers to the coins there. And if you have too many of these coins, you put them together, they are loose change. So you have two words, loose and loose, but completely different meanings. Here, LOSE is the past participle of lost. Lost is something you cannot find. And LOOSE, again pronounced as loose, it means that is some extra change that you have, extra coins that you have. So now let's read the sentence. The hole in my pocket or the hole in his pocket often causes him to lose his loose change. Loose means the coins fall off through the pocket's hole and those change, he loses them. They are all loose change. They're just hanging around loose. All right? So that's loose for you. Did you understand, Vipul?
yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, let's continue. I'm again looking at the answers on the chat. Ganesh, desert and desert. Yes, Ganesh, desert one is the place, the location, like in Rajasthan, and the other desert refers to the sweets that we eat. Okay. When I went to restaurant, I eat dessert of ice cream, or you say I eat ice creams for dessert. Okay, Malar Jai. Suresh Prishti, you're logging in. I'm sending you the link. Please log in. All the others who have logged, yeah. Loose. Okay, Radia also says loose is to unfasten. When you remove your belt, then yes, you're loosening the belt or unfastening the belt. Okay, good. Let's continue. Let's continue with okay, Anup, you already spoke, right? Okay, we'll continue with Shreyas.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Please read this.
His brows
Furrowed. Shreyas, please read.
his brows forward the moment he began to brows the headlines. First one.
What does it mean? Shreyas, one quick question. Are you getting help from some adult over there?
Ma'am?
Is somebody helping you, Shreyas?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so the reason why I ask is I see sometimes you're just answering, and when I ask you what does it mean, you have no idea, which is why I'm asking you. You need to learn rather than just simply guess. Okay, so can you read this again for me, please?
His brows forward the
No, it's not forward, it's furrowed.
His brows furrowed the moment he began the brows
To browse.
to browse the
Headlines. Headlines. Yes. So let's read this again. The correct answer is his brows furrowed the moment he began to browse the headlines. Okay. So the common word there is browse and browse. Okay, very, very fine difference there. So BROWS refers to your eyebrows, right? This little patch of hair that we have above our eyes are our eyebrows, or we also refer to them as brows. Okay. So sometimes when you open the newspaper, you read the headlines like this. When you see some very serious headlines, your eyebrows furrow just like this. It goes like this, right? When you're reading something very serious, your eyebrows, they don't stay this way. Your expression goes this way. So which is why your eyebrows or brows furrow. And the other word is BROWSE, browse. Browse is, you can browse the internet, you can browse a book, browse the newspaper. Browse is when you're having a quick look or when you start reading something. Just the headlines alone means you're browsing the newspaper. So the word there is browse. One is your eyebrows and the other brows when you're having a quick look at something when you're reading. All right, so
The
that's
furrowed
browse.
means, ma'am,
Yes, who has a question?
FURROW. Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
FURROWET, furrowed.
People, can you please speak clearer and closer to your mic? I can't understand. Sorry. What is it? People? Okay, I can't hear Bipul. Can the others hear him? Anup, can you hear Bipul?
Yeah, I think he's asking the meaning of the word furrowed.
Okay, right. So Bipul, I couldn't hear you. So if your question was what is furrowed? Furrowed is like this. When you're reading something serious, your eyebrows go like this, right? They meet. That's the expression, your headline, your head and your forehead and your eyebrows go like this. That's furrowed. Okay, right. People, please check with your mic. I couldn't hear you. All right. So next time I ask you, can please speak closer to your mic. All right. So let's have a quick look at the chat. If there's any questions, lots of students logging in. Ma'am, screen font size big and screen size full size. Shan, I don't know what is it you're trying to say. If you're having issues with your screen, try to change the font. And to all the others who've logged in now, good afternoon. Okay, let's continue with the next student. The four of you are here. We did have many of them earlier. Anyhow, let's continue with Adishwar.
Yes.
Yes, Adishwar. Here's your question. Yes, please read and then make a decision. Okay. Again, students, don't worry if you've made a, if you don't know the answer or you've got an answer incorrect. We're all learning here. So the goal is for you to read it loud and we'll work on it. Yes, please read.
Yes. I selected the wrong one.
Never mind. Please read it still. It's okay, like I said. Yeah,
Yeah.
please read it.
The experienced better put his money on the horse with the better odds.
Right. And which is that one word which occurs twice?
Better, better.
Better and better, right? So let's look at the two betters. The first one is BETTOR. So somebody who bets means somebody who takes a chance, right? Somebody, let's say if there was a cricket match, you might say India will win and I say no, India will not win. Then we keep a bet. If I say whoever wins the bet can take that money, right? Let's say 50 rupees. If India wins, I have to pay you. Or if India loses, you have to pay me, right? And we keep a bet. Are you familiar with betting, Adishwar?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
we all always do it with our friends and family, right? We bet on small things. So we are all better, BETTOR. A person who keeps these bets are betters. Okay, like how we say a person who cleans the house is a cleaner, a person who bets is a better. It's easy to remember, right? Now let's look at BETTOR. Better. Let's say yesterday I had fever. Today I don't have fever. then I am getting better, right? I don't have the fever. Yesterday fever, today's no fever, so I'm feeling better. I am getting well, or something good is happening. So that is better. So the two different words, completely different spellings, completely different meanings, but the sound is just the same. Better and better. Okay, so now let's read the sentence. The experienced better put his money on the horse with a better odds. So the first part, the experienced better, means somebody who, who's done it several times, who's done it many times. So he's an experienced person, right? He's done it for many years or many times. So yes, he's a better. So Bettor. Put his money on the horse, which means he knows which horse might win the race. With the better odds, which means, let's say there are 10 horses and horse number 2 always wins the race, then yes, chances are if you put money on that, you will make money, right? So that's why you say he's a better, who puts his money on the better odds horse. All right, so that's better and better. Let me have a quick look at the chat again. Lots of students logging in. I browse writers of the poet. BROWSC, okay? And it's not writer of the poet. You should say I browse through poems or a book of poems. Okay, Ganesh Kumar. Lots of students logging in. Good. Right, let's continue. We'll continue with Anup Singh Atria.
Yeah, I'm here, ma'am.
Yeah, please continue.
Yeah. The analysts predicted that the tour's dominant player would dominate the net during the match with the unseeded opponent. The analysts predicted that the tour's dominant player would dominate the net during the match with the unseeded opponent. I think.
Yeah, I know it can be a little
it's
tricky.
second.
Read. You have time,
The
please.
second one is correct. Yeah,
Okay.
the second one is correct.
Okay, and tell me which is that one word that you see is sort of repetitive.
Yeah,
Which is
that
word?
word
Yeah,
is dominant. It's the
dominant
dominant.
And,
And
okay.
And
What does it mean? No? Okay, let's take the words. We have dominant and dominate, right? So like the first word is dominant, DOMINANT. Dominant player is somebody who will play very well. Like for example, in our cricket team, if we had a Sachin, he's a dominant player, right? You know for a fact that yes, he can win the match for us. Or a Virat Kohli. All of these are dominant players, the big leaders in the match, right? Would dominate, DOMINATE. To dominate is when you control over the situation, or when you have a upper hand. You're able to play well, or you're able to, not only in play, it could be anything. Even in your office, your boss will lead you and guide you. So he dominates. He's somebody who takes over that leadership position, right? So he can dominate. So we have two words: dominant player and dominate. So dominant, like again, I'm saying the most popular player, the player who plays well. And dominate is when you take over the situation, you take charge of that situation, or take control over a situation, is to dominate. So now let's read the sentence. The analyst are people who, who understands a game, they study a game or study whatever the situation, and they give you a finding. So the analyst predicted that the tour's dominant player would dominate the net during the match with unseeded opponent. All right, so yes, that's that. So do we have dominant and dominate? Okay, lots of students. Okay, you're from, when will come to Gujarat? Dinesh, I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. Okay. Tasneem, I'm sending you the link as you just logged in as a pro learner. Okay, Divya as well. Who are the other questions?
In the sentence, those words are connected to each other.
Huh?
In the sentence, those both words are connected to each other. Dominate is the verb, and dominant is the person who dominate.
Dominant player would be more like the noun, the person.
person. And the dominate is the action.
Yeah, because you're able to control. You play so well, so you can control the, if it's a game of cricket, like they're saying during the nets, right? So maybe at the
Yeah.
game of cricket when you're able to control.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
right. I'm also
Thank you,
looking
ma'am.
at some of the other chats. Students. Okay, lots of students who've logged in, the pro learners. I've sent you the link. Please click on that and you should be able to speak to me. So let's continue with Bipul. Bipul, are you there? I hope your mic is working fine now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. One moment. There's a quick difference. I mean, there's a question from Aziz. Better and better, Bettor. Better is someone who bets. Like I said, if there was a match, a cricket match, if you say India wins, you pay me 100 rupees, or if India loses, I pay you 100 rupees. Then we are betting, so we are betters. And Better, better is when you're feeling well. You're getting better. It's good, better, best. Let's say I had fever yesterday. Today I don't have a fever. Then I am getting better. Better. Okay. Right, let's continue. People, please read this and answer. Take your time and read, okay?
Member of the church council sought to counsel the homeless on where to attend social services. Council, council, council.
Council and council, yes. Very similar pronunciation. Yes. So which one is the right answer? Members of the church
Second one.
council.
Second one. Answer correct and my answer is wrong.
Okay, and why is that the correct one?
Because
Uh,
for pronunciation sound is first one
no, not the
council.
pronunciation. What's the meaning? Yeah,
Uh,
because I said pronunciation, both the words have the same
meaning
sound.
council means
Which
meeting
council?
yeah.
Yeah, try, please. I'm very happy that you're trying. Yes,
Election,
COUNCIL. What is
election
that?
council. For example, election council.
Lesson council? No. So yes, COUNCIL is a council like an organization. Okay. And the other council, COUNSEL, is when somebody advises you, gives you guidance. It can also be like a medical counseling, right? Where they try to tell you what you need to do when you're not feeling mentally well. That's also council. So you have two words there, council and council. So COUNCIL is pretty much an organization. Like over here, it's a church organization or a church council. Now, COUNSEL is when somebody gives you an advice, a formal piece of advice. That's to counsel somebody. You can go for counseling for your career counseling, mental counseling, health counseling, yes, various types of counseling where they give you advice. So now let's read the answer. Members of a church council, which was pretty much like an organization, sought to counsel, which means sought to advise the homeless on where to attain social services. All right. So let's continue. Thank you, Bipul. Let me look at the quick questions. Ganesh, I'm seeing your question. This sentence repeat again. Is this the one? Aziz Rahman, you can't hear me. So if you can't hear me, please log out and log in or refresh. Yes, Sarika has made a sentence. Dominating people can change the mind of even dominant players or people. That's right, Sarika. Dominant is something that is more powerful. It's there. Okay. It's predominant there. Kiran, I'm seeing your question again on how to join. If you're asking if you want to join to speak to me, you will have to subscribe yourself as a pro learner. To be a pro learner, you can use my coupon code and avail a discount. It's a paid service, and then you can speak to me. Okay, Kiran, I hope that answers your question. Dominate sentence. What is dominate sentence, Ganesh? Okay, maybe you're asking me to make a sentence with dominate So let's say and in the game of cricket, forget cricket. Let's say at office, my boss dominates everybody, which means he's the one who controls all of us and he tells us what needs to be done, right? Or even at home, if you have small kids, they dominate, right? Let's say if you want to watch TV and if they are watching their favorite cartoon, they will not let you watch or change the channel. So they will dominate that situation. They take control over that situation. Nita Tuck, okay, welcome to the class. I'm sending you the link as well. Govardhan, so less discount. Well, yes, this is how the model works in Hello English. So you will have to, it's a paid service. Right, let's continue. Next, we'll continue with Shreyas.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please read this.
The sale I bought was on sale at the next shop.
Yeah. Which one is it?
First one.
So, okay, answer me. Which is that one word which is there in both the common word that repeats itself?
Sale, ma'am, sale.
Sale. Yeah. So you have SAIL and SALE. Let's look at SAIL. Sail is especially on a boat. They will have a piece of cloth which helps the boat to move itself, and we sometimes call that the sail. Sometimes even a little boat is also called as a sail. Okay, so SAIL refers to little boat, and SALE. SALE is anything that you want to sell. If I am selling books in my shop, then I'm having a, and I'm anything that I'm selling and I'm putting a discount. Let's say if you buy books in the New Year season, I will give you a New Year discount. It's a New Year sale, which means you don't have to pay the full amount. You have to pay lesser than what the amount is. So I'm giving you a discount or it's on sale. So you have SAIL, sale, which refers to the boat. SALE refers to the discount, any kind of an offer you're giving, right? During Diwali, you'll see Diwali sale in the shop. During Christmas and New Year, there'll be a a Christmas, New Year sale in shops, right? So that's anything that you sell is on sale.
Just
So
like
here's the correct answer.
just like 10% of pro membership.
There it's a discount only for, okay, sometimes a sale is only for a specific period of time. Okay, mostly that's how it is. Okay, right. So SAIL refers to a sail from the little ship or a boat, and SALE is when there is something that you're selling on discount. Right. So let's continue. Quick look at the chat. Lots of students logging in. And Nita, I'm sending you the link. You can add yourself and you can speak to me. And all the others. Lots of unwanted, chat. Please refrain yourself from that. We're all here to learn. Harshita Gupta, Mayur Patel. Yes. Let's continue. We'll continue with Adishwar. Looks like it's just the four of you here on the Zoom today.
Okay.
So, yes, Adishwar, please read this.
I wonder why someone wandered into the
Yeah, read it loud. Like I said, it's okay to make mistake, but please read it loud. I'll help you with the pronunciation. Yeah.
I wonder why someone would wander into this jungle. First one is the right one.
Okay. And which word is similar in sound?
Wander and wander.
Yeah, we don't say wander, although there's a W-A-N-D-E-R, it's still wander. Okay. So you wonder and wander. Very, very small difference there. So let's look at the two words there. So that's W-O-N-D-E-R, wonder, and W-A-N-D-E-R, wander, not wander, wander. So W-O-N-D-E-R, wonder is when you think. Like wonder is when you think something, why is this happening? Let's say, you know, with the way this corona situation is going on right now, we're all thinking, when will it get fine, right? We're all wondering. So that's to wonder, when you're thinking really. Next is W-A-N-D-E-R, wander. Especially during our college days, we didn't want, after college, we will not go back home. We just like to go around, you know, go around the city, maybe go to our friend's house, take some time, only then we come back home. So we just wander around for some time before we get back, right? That is when you're just having a lot of leisure time, you're free, you're just, you know, without any aim, just having fun. That's to wander around. Okay. Now let's read the sentence, keeping these meanings in mind. I wonder, which means why I'm thinking, why someone would wander into a jungle. Will you ever, you know, aimlessly walk inside a jungle? I don't think so, right? But you always think if somebody's done that, then you will think, why would anybody walk into a jungle? So that's why I wonder why someone would wander into this jungle. All right, again, one quick look at the chat questions. Lots of students logging in. Thank you, Saraswati. Sarika, counseling yourself from great counsel is a great thing rather than predicting yourself to be number one. Sarika, I just read your sentence. It's a little too confusing. A little counseling is good for you. That's easier to say, right? Anup Singh, I'm sending you the link if you've logged out. Priya as well. Kiran Kumar, again, to answer your question, you'll have to log in. You'll have to subscribe yourself as a pro learner. Only then will you be able to speak. Okay. Divya Setia, to you as well, sending you the link. Okay. Wandering, yes, Ganesh wants to. Wandering is when you're just having a lot of free time, you just aimlessly walk in, walk out. Okay. Even if you have some time, you go to a mall, you really don't want to do shopping, but you're just wandering around the mall, just walking in, walking out, just aimlessly doing some, you know, just leisurely walking in, walking out. That's to wander. Let's continue with okay, lots of students logging in. Maybe we'll try with Priya. Priya, are you there? Priya, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Hi. So let's continue with you. Here's your question. Priya, you'll have to read it loud. Are you there, Priya?
Yes.
Yes.
The wolf's fearful green made us fearsome. And second one is the wolf's fearsome green made us fearful. I think second one is correct.
Okay, which is that one word that is confusing? Fearsome and fearful, right?
Fearsome. Yes, yes.
Yes. So there are two different meanings there. Fearsome, fearful. Now let's look at the sentence and I'll give you the meaning. Let's look at the first part of the sentence. The wolf's fearsome grin. If you find a wolf standing in front of you and it's grinning at you, what is your feeling? You're going to be, you know for sure that it's going to attack you, right? So that is something fearsome. Grin is something which you know that grin is something that can get you into trouble. The reason for you to be afraid and made us fearful. Fearful is when we become afraid. It can be used for anything. If you see a big lion in front of you or a big animal that's going to attack you, you can be fearful, which means you are scared, you're afraid. Fearsome is something that can make you the reason behind the fear. So here, fearsome is the wolf. The wolf itself is the reason why you're afraid, and you are fearful because that's your expression, that's your feeling, your emotion. That is to be afraid. So you have fearsome and fearful. Two separate words, the meaning has a very slight difference there. Something that causes the fear is fearsome, and fearful is to be afraid. Okay, right. Thank you, Priya. You got that answer right. Again, let me have a quick look at the chat. Lots of students logging in. Divya Sethi, I notice you're in and out. I think it could be perhaps with your internet. Kimi, I wonder why people wander in this lockdown. Even I wonder, Kimi. Satya Parkesa, you are here. I'm sending you the link as a pro learner. Please log in. Fear and phobia, the difference. And Ganesh, the spelling of phobia is PH and not F. Although it sounds with the F sound, but PH takes the F sound. So the spelling is F, PHOBIA. Phobia is also when you have intense fear. Right, I'm continuing. Let's continue with what happened to the others? So let's continue with Adishwar then. Adishwar?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yes, please read this.
Because the receipt was a real-time server, we could save the meal more easily.
Yeah, you can read it loud, please.
Because the recipe was a real-time saver, we could save the meal with more issues, more leisure. Second one is
Okay.
because
Leisure, yeah.
because the recipe was a real-time saver, we could savor the meal with more leisure.
Yeah. Which is that one word which has the same pronunciation?
Savor.
Savor. Okay. Now, which is the right savor in the right place?
Second one.
Second one? And why? I'm sure you can try this. Do you have the word time saver?
Mm.
Right? You want to try? What is time saver? Time saver is when you're able to, you can make use of your time. Like for example, if you want to travel from, Delhi to, which is the closest, Delhi to Jaipur. If you take a flight, it is maybe you can save more time rather than taking a train. So then it's a time saver. If you take a flight, it's a time saver because you can reach there faster. You don't need so much time in lesser number of hours. You can reach that place. So that is why it's a time saver. Anything where you don't need too much time is a time saver. Now let's look at the other one, SAVOUR. When you savor something, when you really enjoy eating something. Okay, so now let's read the sentence. Because the recipe was a time